just like that. And now I just want to trace the lid on top of that and cut it out. With my pencil, I'll just trace the lid in one big circle. Now that I have my circle traced, I can take my cardboard and fit it over the jar. To make this a little bit easier, I'll use my scissors and make just a few little cuts along the edge. By doing that, it makes it easier to fold the cardboard all the way around the jar. Now once I've made those cuts all around the cardboard and folded it down, I can tape it into place. And when it's taped, it'll look like this one I made earlier. This one fits perfectly over the jar. Now you may not believe this, but I'm going to turn this lid into a cat's face. Check this out. I cut out a piece of cardboard to look like this. And I thought that would make a great shape for a cat's face. First, I made some eyes. Now these eyes are just pieces of paper that I cut out into cat-shaped eyes. And then with marker, I drew in the eyes. Here's a little tip. Cover the eyes with some clear tape, and it'll give those eyes a nice shine, so they look a little bit more real. I've also made some fancy cat cheeks out of craft foam balls. And those can go right there. Now my cat's missing one last thing, the nose. And for the nose, I took a little piece of egg carton, cut it out, and it goes right between the cat's cheeks. Now what I want to do is tape all of that together, and when I'm done, it'll look like this one that I did earlier. And check this out. I'm ready to tape it to my lid. So I'll put some on the back like that, and then I can tape it right on, just like that. Now I need some ears for my cat, and for that, I'll take a little bit of newspaper and fold it up like this. There's no right or wrong way for this. It's however you think a cat's ear would look. I think an ear would go right about here. I can tape it right onto the cat's head. There we go. Now more newspaper crumpled up into a ball will fit inside the folded newspaper. Now here's another ear I did earlier. Again, I'll just tape it into place. And once that's taped into place, I want to cover the whole thing with more tape to make it more strong. I need to be careful not to cover up the eyes with tape though. Otherwise, our cat won't be able to see. But everywhere else can be covered. When it's all taped up, it'll look like this. How about we paint the ears and nose with a bit of pink? You can make your ears pink, or purple, or striped, polka dotted. Be creative. Paint them any way you want. And now for the nose. Okay, it's starting to look more like a cat. Now I'd like this cat to look a little bit more mangy, so I'll add a special art supply. Dryer lint. Now this is just bits of fabric from your clothes that come off in the dryer. Most people just throw it away, but it will make great fur. Now to add the dryer lint to my cat's head, I'll take glue and a nice soft brush and paint the glue right onto my kitty. Once the glue is in place, I can take dryer lint and just press it right in. And look at that. The dryer lint sticks right to the glue. It gives it a nice mangy fur look. This gets sticky and messy, and that's half the fun. Once I've covered the whole thing in dryer lint, I can put a little bit more glue over top, and that'll give it a really nice finish. And then it'll look like this one that I did earlier. Put little whiskers here with twist ties on the cheeks, and I used darker dry lint for this area here, and some lighter lint for this area here. This is the great part. You can fill your jar with anything. I filled this jar with some of my cat's favorite toys. I made another one earlier. Check him out. Oh no, he ate cars. No wonder he's got a stomach ache. A cat lid and a monster jar. How will you Artzooka your jar? Want to Artzooka your own jar lid? Start by creating a lid out of cardboard. Trace a circle around the top of the lid, then trim the edges. It makes it easier to fold the lid down and tape together. I cut my cat face shape out of more cardboard. Then I drew some cat eyes with markers and covered them in clear tape to make them shine. Craft foam balls cut in half make great cat cheeks. And a piece of egg carton becomes a cat nose. To make the ears, I used newspaper and taped it together. Then I added more tape to the whole face to make it strong and easier to paint. To make your cat look really furry, you can add dryer lint. I stuck it on with white glue. Once it's dry, you can add treasures to your jar. I filled this jar with some of my cat's favorite toys. It's fun to Artzooka jars.
Art?
Today we're going to make a cartoon flip book.